What's going on, guys? How are we all doing today? Today's video is going to be a pretty fun one because we have, first and foremost, a special guest on, which is Mr. Cubs fan Han. How you doing, Cubs?
Doing so good, my man. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. And so that's the first thing. Second thing, we're gonna be talking about something that's been pretty big on the SWGoH stuff in the discussions between a lot of different players. Because this discussion that we're gonna be having today is between which character should you shoot for going for first between Mr. JKL or Gas.
Mm.
And this is gonna be an interesting video because I have some interesting thoughts. Cubs does too, and we're gonna just talk about these things for a little bit. So I think what I'm going to go with here between those two, my go-to guy is going to be, and it has always been, Luke. And it's not just because I love Luke, right? I love Luke a lot, but I do think that Luke is like definitely the one I would go for if you were to play this game for a very long time, because as you progress through with all these different requirements, man, you're going to be getting pretty much nearly a free Galactic Legend other Luke. I mean, all these
Right.
Lukes going to be put together. You're going to get him, and on top of that, he is very very versatile. I mean, I'm not going to say Gas isn't, but I would say when it comes to countering GLs, you can get the job done pretty dang well. The only thing is that you can't really. I mean, I'm just thinking about it now. Actually, for some reason, I was thinking you need a gas for cam, but you don't. But I mean, both are great in the
Yeah.
TBs. Luke, if you do go for him, he's going to be already 7-star unlock, so you can just complete the missions right there. Gas, you're going to be a 5-star, and then being gated between that gap. But I do think Luke's a very very good one. Cubs, I mean, do you agree with Luke, or do you kind of push for the gas side of things?
So my official answer is get both of them
Yeah, I mean,
because I feel
yeah,
like both are pretty important to this game. Gas just he has some uses in this game that right now I don't think Luke quite competes with. If I were to rank them right now, I think Gas is slightly more usable in the game right now. He's got a stronger team with him, which is the biggest kicker. Right now, Luke is more of a standalone character. Plug him into a bunch of different spots. He's a super hefty cost to get. Gas is going to be more friendly. If you're starting from nothing and you're just trying to get one or the other, Gas is going to be the easier one to go for and get him sooner. But if we're looking towards the future of this game, I agree with you a little bit more
yeah,
because obviously you've got the new Galactic Legend Luke coming out, and you're probably going to want to have a Galactic Legend going for Jedi Luke is going to be a great way to kind of go for 2 for 1, right? Because you get
it
Jedi
is.
Luke's requirements, and you've got 4 characters at gear 13 that you're going to need for the grind for Jedi Master Luke. There's no other legendary character that will provide that for you quite like that. And so I think
Yep,
that's worth mentioning. Then also, once we have the new Galactic Legend Luke, how is he going to synergize with Jedi Luke? I think that Jedi Luke
that's a good point.
he might not have a team right now deliberately because they might have had the foresight of, well, his spot's going to be with the new Galactic Legend Luke, and that's where we kind of expect him to shine and really have that team that he fits like a glove into. And so for now, if you guys are sitting there and you're gambling, I agree, go for Jedi Luke. But if it's like a here and now, we're only looking at the game from what it looks like right now, I would almost lean Gas actually for what things look like now concretely.
Okay, I can get behind that as well.
Yeah.
I do think like starting players, maybe you're not like what you just pretty much said. I guess, yeah, I would definitely go for Gas because you're gonna be working towards a Chalk T, which is for the cam mission. You're
Yeah.
gonna get a freaking amazing Padme team as well. I mean, looking at both sides of things, the teams are gonna be building up are gonna be pretty dang well. But the JKL side of things is not really crazy synergistic teams like the Gas, but you're working towards a bigger goal. And I think that's a pretty big thing to point out there. But I
Sure.
mean, it's like just talking about these two. I mean, it's really hard to say, which one's better for the most part because we haven't even had the new Luke come out. We don't know his kit. Um,
Yeah.
they're all going to be Jedi too. I mean, there's so many things to consider, and we just got to wait and play that little waiting game. But I do see a lot of good points for going for Gas first, and I also see a lot of good points going for Luke because of the huge long term investment for him. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of crazy good people in all these different requirements. Um, and I mean, either way you look about it, you're going to be countering some really good teams. You're going to have a great
Right.
character. I do like your point on the Gas, and that team's a bit more filled out already with the 501st.
Yeah.
And the Luke isn't because he's more standalone. But I do like Luke with JKR as of right now with countering the Kylos.
Yeah.
and his leadership's pretty dang good as well for GAC defense or offense. But like even then, I still would say Gas is way better because the
Yeah.
whole team's fleshed out. So I do
I-
agree there.
I'm curious with your counters. Are you using gas in those counters, or are you not using them at all?
So at the moment, I got the JKR with JKL. I'm forgetting. I think it's Old Ben. Yeah, Old Ben,
Okay.
Hermit Yoda, and I think it's Bastilla. So yeah, we got those five. That's a counter of the Kylos. Pretty much every variation of the Kylo, besides some of the Night Sisters. Those can get a little bit dicey at times.
Yeah.
But then I have used in the past one that Clash has kind of made, and it's called calls it the microwave because you pretty much just like annihilate a Ray right off the bat with you actually need gas for that one as well as Luke with the
Okay.
Jedi's will, and that's a little bit more cost effective, or not really cost. Wow, that's a little bit more costly, not cost effective. That is not cheap whatsoever. But
Right. Right.
yeah, you need a lot of those guys to be built together to kill the Ray, and you need both those guys. But I had the moment just been using him for the Kylos, and I use Vader versus the Rays, and I'm good to go there. And if the guy doesn't have any GLs, or maybe he only has one, no double GLs, I would probably use whichever the counter is to kill the GL, and then set probably I don't know my Luke on defense. I've done that before,
Right.
or set even a stronger defense with maybe like Gas. I've done that before as well. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities to use your Luke
For
outside of
sure.
counting the GLs. And people, I've been seeing a lot of people kind of not really thinking about the best way to use him if it's not to counter a Kylo, maybe even
Mm,
a Ray.
yeah.
And I mean, I just want to go. I mean, we don't have to talk about it for too much. I mean, but the leadership on this guy for Luke is kind of crazy. I mean, the fact
Oh yeah.
alone that you can just get out in front of him with like another fast speed Jedi. I mean, we're talking a Shock T, maybe a Hermit Yoda.
Yeah.
Get that Hero's Arise or whatever that one's called again. I kind of forget.
Yeah.
And then he goes and then he stuns everybody with his AoE stun. I mean, that's so
It's
powerful. On
dirty,
top of that,
man. Yeah, it's dirty.
this is disgusting. And on top
Yeah.
of that, you have that speed alteration where
Yep.
they go back to his speed. And then you can get even more turns out because not only are they going to be lowered, but your guys are going to get even more speed percent with the Jedi's will when you do use the Hero's Arise. So there is so much speed there. And I think it's just very powerful. People are kind of under estimating it to a point. And it's one of the best defense in the game right now, outside of some of the rebels that I've seen
Mm,
recently. But
yeah.
it's a very strong defense, and definitely one I would use even at like relics, like year 12 even. That's a great defense as well, just because of the fact alone that you can use that. But that's too much leadership talk. I mean, we're not really talking about gas right now, are we? So
We're,
I'm a
we're,
nut
we're
for this,
weighing the
so
pros and cons of both, and I think definitely you hit on a lot of good points on where Luke lies in the game. And I think that
yeah.
because of Galactic Legends, it's easy to, I guess, not have as much hype about Luke. But if you kind of consider him where he does fit in the game, there is a lot more use there than I think some people give him credit for. For me, probably the sexiest part of Luke for me is just his sheer output of damage. It's just
Dude, it's
insane
crazy,
when you
man.
get him modded right, you get him humming. I mean, I've got mine over 11,000 damage. I've seen people over 14,000 damage. I wish I had those kind of
Dude,
mods. And he
yeah.
can just be just absolutely dirty. I think for those, though, if you're evaluating this question for real, you're still at a crossroads, Luke or
Yeah.
Gas, I'm going to say look at your roster. Have you been
Oh, for
working
sure.
on Gas? And are you getting close to Gas? If you're getting pretty close to Gas and you're thinking maybe I should ditch this farm and go for Jedi Luke, you know what? Finish off Gas, my friends.
Yes,
Depending on how
always.
close you are, that's not going to take you nearly as long to grind out as Luke will. And so maybe it takes you another, couple weeks, a month or so to finish your Gas farm, depending on how long ago you started. If you're just starting your Luke farm at the very beginning, we're talking several
Oh
months
man.
if you're free to
Yeah.
play, or maybe even longer, depending on how long you've been playing the game and who you started with. So I think that those are the kind of things you want to weigh out. But
Yep.
honestly, I mean,
I agree.
if it's me and I don't have either, I'm going for Jedi Luke.
Yeah, I like the point there when you're just talking about look at your own roster. I've
Yeah.
gotten people, not about this question in particular, but more about the GLs. We're gonna have four now. Which ones they want to go for? I mean, it's really about are you already close to, a Kylo or a Rey? If
Yeah.
so, continue that route, finish that out. Because if you're thinking about it this way, if you're not going to finish those guys out and you're going to go for a different GL that you're not close to, well, you're going to have so much just crap built up on your roster without
Yeah.
that good end goal GL. Imagine having a bunch of these Rose Ticos and Holdos just lying around and not even having a Ray. That's kind of a sad thought, man. That's a very sad thought.
Yeah.
Same with Kylo. I mean, I would say if you're close to Kylo at all, definitely finish him off because you already have a known how good he is.
Finish him.
Yeah, pretty much. Just finish what you are close to, man. And then if
Yeah.
you're not close to anyone, just pick and choose where you want to go that route down. That's the thing with some of these guides of like what you should farm from the very beginning, the pillar systems. It's kind of dependent on what you want to go for now with these GLs, and I think it's a cool thing. I like that a lot,
You
actually.
really can go on like a light side trajectory or a dark side
Yeah.
trajectory, and there's a little bit of overlap there, of course, with like Jedi Anakin being part of the Palpatine requirements. But by and large, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that it is going to kind of be, one side or the other, and I think that's kind of cool.
Dark or light side.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like
I'm
this
sorry,
video.
my dog just joined the video.
Oh, that's cute. I can't see it at the moment, but heck yeah, I want to see it when this video is live. I'm totally down to see that.
Oh no, she just barked. I think the audio.
I couldn't even
picked it
hear
up.
that either.
Oh,
I couldn't
wow.
hear that either.
There you go. Well, let us know if you heard it down in the comments.
I could not hear that dog. But yeah, guys, I mean, this is a video I've been wanting to do with Cubs for a little bit. Maybe you guys think a little bit differently than I. Maybe you are on the whole thing with Gas and Cubs. I do think there's some pros and cons for each of them at the moment. But like we said about the whole new Luke, kind of wait, I'd say, to see how he's all looking like, his kit, all that sort of stuff, and then make your decision from there on these two guys. But I mean, I think that's pretty much it, Cubs. What else you got to say about these two little sexy guys, huh?
Oh, I wanted to say one thing about this sexy guy over here to my right. I guess.
Nah.
Let's see. Right on the screen.
You don't
check
see
out
me,
this.
dude.
Check out this new mic he got, guys. It's so sexy.
I did get a new little mic. I did. We're trying to figure out the settings for it, but I think it's okay so far.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, you got some settings to figure out, but so
Yeah.
props to Ian. He finally made the mic upgrade. I've been telling him to do it forever.
It's been, I think, like 4 to 5 months. Dude. It's been a long freaking time, but I'm glad I got it though. I love it a lot so far.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
good
good.
stuff. It's good stuff.
Very good. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed the video today, give it a like, share it around, and sub to the channel if you guys are new here. Check out our Discord, check out our Patreon, all that sort of stuff down below in the description. That's pretty much it for today, though. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out.
See you guys.